Hello people, this is New Sensei, and today we're taking another look at Probably Archery. I did a review of this game 2 months ago when it was released, and I gave it a somewhat negative review. The reason being, I thought for the money I'm paying for it, which is $10, not that expensive, but it's still $10. I got around like 15 minutes of playtime, and I finished the game. So I was thinking maybe 2 months later with the new releases, new patches, anything new that really pulls it back, and the answer is not really, not yet anyway. 1.0.6 is the latest version, although the game does say 1.0.7, so there must be an invisible hotfix somewhere. And in this version, they've added things like they've made the string more opaque, they've added transparency to the arms, and more interesting to me is they've added the pumpkin boss from the Horde mode to Berserker mode, which is interesting. I think this is what the game needs, is more levels, more modes. I said this in my review, that the game desperately needed more replay. And the feedback on the forums has been quite interesting because my feedback is very much different to what most people are experiencing. And Southeast Games actually posted in my review and pointed out that I am actually one of the better players in this game from what I've seen. And as you can see here, it's not particularly challenging for me. So I want to kind of take this video in two ways. The first way is kind of what people most experience and what I, as a more experienced player, would like to see. A lot of the players who are new to the game kind of want things like an easy mode or a training mode, maybe add traces to the arrow, make it easier to knock, which some ways defeats the purpose, but in other ways it does make it more accessible. So a lot of people find this game too hard, and I beg to differ. As you can see, I don't find it hard at all. I don't need an easy mode. This is actually quite easy it is for me. And what I like to see is more gameplay, more features, more levels. The devs on the Steam forum have pointed out in their sticky topic that most players who are new to the game will probably spend 2 to 4 hours going through all the game modes. And it depends on how fast you can learn the controls. I can play through all these levels in 10 minutes. So for me, 2 hours to 4 hours is way too much of an overstatement. But I'm not a new player. They've also pointed out that co-op is another big hook. You can spend hours playing Zombie Soccer, and hours playing the co-op Horde mode. I disagree. Nobody plays the game online. There's been a peak of maybe 6 to 8 players on one day, but the average number of players is 12. They're just simply, the game's too short for people to stay around to play. Additionally, the only dedicated server is Zombie Soccer, and to be honest, I bought this game for the archery, not the soccer. I said it before in my review. I don't see why it's packaged in there. I'm not complaining it's there, but I don't see why people want to play Zombie Soccer when they want to play archery. And when it comes to things like deathmatch, again, no one plays it. That would have been really fun, but the community is just non-existent. And Horde mode, they said that Horde mode you can play hours with Horde mode, and it's harder for fewer people. Look, I've played Horde mode solo, and I can finish by myself. The only reason why I think Horde mode takes longer and it's harder for less people is because the spawn times are so long. Like I actually got bored playing Horde mode. That's a pretty big claim to make, but the distances are so far that I have to literally wait minutes for the enemies to come close enough for me to shoot. So that's my complaint. It's not a long replay value, it's an artificially long replay value. And what I'd like to see is more creativity. Let's use these levels, let's add more rounds, more levels. And I think even for a new player, if there are more levels, then there's more reason to learn to play the game well. Otherwise it's frustration, it's only like a mini game each, and there's just no reason to keep playing it. I think the hardest criticism to make for the game of indie game in today's kind of market is this game an early access game? That's what some people thought about it when it was released. And I play early access games, and those games have a lot more replay value than this. This is just, for me, 10 minutes of replay is not really what I consider to be a full release. And I know 1.1 has been announced to be more substantive. There'll be more features like leaderboards, but I don't know what's really planned for 1.1. But I think that's my hardest comment, is it doesn't feel like a full release. It does feel very empty, and it lacks features and support. So I don't know, this isn't meant to be a criticism of Southeast Games. I think they've done a good job of making this game, but there's just so many things which are missing, and I feel like for future patches It needs to accommodate people who have played the game since release, rather than making it easy for new players. That too, but this one as well. I want to point out one more glitch. I'm not so sure before, but I shot my last target and it fell forward and knocked a target out, which has registered, which is now floating around the background. It's registered as a hit, but I didn't hit it, so I can't finish this level. So Southwest Games, patch this please. This is New Sensei, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.